Darcy and I have come out today on 2 Royal Enfields, and it's always a good day if you're riding a Royal Enfield in the beautiful British countryside in the county of Rutland on a lovely day in a beautiful place we've never been to before. And I'm on the Royal Enfield Bullet 350 for the first time. Darcy reviewed it a few months back and he thought it was very impressive indeed. And this one, as you can see, has got a few accessories which we'll go into in the video. Now, I've never ridden this, as I said, and I have ridden the Classic 350 a number of times, and I love the Classic 350. It's a beautiful bike. When I saw the video that Darcy made, I thought this looked really nice. I actually thought, well, you know, I think it might look even nicer, but I do prefer the look of the Classic 350. This is slightly different. It's got some elements that I really love, like that lovely front mudguard, which is so practical, it covers everything, and that's obviously something we keep drumming into every video, but that's a good thing. The accessories, I think, on this particular bike spoil it. You've got the engine guard there, which sticks out. You know, it's right if you want to keep dropping the bike, of course. It's got a very fat 2-up seat, which isn't particularly attractive, but it's very comfortable. So if you're the sort of person that wants a comfortable ride for 2, then that's the one to go for. And then it's got the screen, and the screen for me, because I'm tall, actually made the wind noise worse in my ears on the helmet, because I haven't got my earplugs in today because we're not going particularly far or fast. But I found that actually made it worse. But I personally prefer the bike more minimalistic, but obviously the accessories are there if you want them.
Now, it's been a while since I rode a 350 Royal Enfield, good sort of 6 months I reckon, but I recently got back from the launch of the Royal Enfield Gorilla 450, and that motorbike is a completely different feeling engine to this. So even though it's only 100cc more, it's liquid cooled, it's really tuned for more power, more torque, to give you a really fruity ride, if you like. And if you haven't seen that review, do go back and check it out, because it's a really nice video. I really enjoyed making it, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching it. But this bike, you've really got to come at it with a completely different mindset, because this is not a bike for going fast, and it never will be. So if you want to go fast, this is absolutely not the bike for you. If you live in the countryside, you've got single track lanes like the one we've just come down, you don't really need any more power than this. And you can enjoy the ride gentlemanly and at a slower pace, and really sort of take in the scenery around you. And that's something that sometimes on some of these launches, not so much on the Gorilla launch, because we had a really nice pace going on that launch, but on some of the others, normally when you're riding with the traditional media guys, because they've been riding superbikes for 30 years, they want to go completely flat out everywhere they go. And sometimes you think, I'm in one of the most beautiful places in the world, I'd quite like to go sort of slowly around here and sort of look off the edge of the meandering corners and look at the scenery, because you don't get a chance to take that in when you're riding at 10 tenths and you're getting your knee down, you're completely focused on the road and you're not sort of absorbing what's around you. And a bike like this is perfect for doing that. Before we carry on, make sure you subscribe. Now, we have to tell you, because more than half of you aren't subscribed, and it's free to do so. We've got loads of amazing videos coming up, so you don't want to miss out. Got some travelling videos coming up. I'm going to Asia, so you don't want to miss out on that content. They're going to be riding some bikes that aren't even available in this country, fingers crossed. And we've noticed that if we don't tell people to subscribe, we get about half the amount of subscribers on that video than we would if we did tell you. So we've told you, so do what you're told.
One of the things I love about this Bullet 350 and the Classic 350 is that it's so easily manoeuvrable. I mean, you can turn it around in a very small space. So the turning circle is one of the best on any bike I've ever ridden, actually. It's very good on the bumpy roads and the back roads. The suspension soaks it up ever so well. And, you know, in India, a lot of the roads aren't as good as they are here, and here they're rubbish. So, you know, it does actually absorb all the bumps very well. So it is a perfect back road bike, as I've said in other videos. And it's also on the sort of open roads and dual carriageways. It'll keep up with the traffic, but like Darcy said, it's not the sort of bike to scream along and become a hooligan on. It's not that kind of mentality whatsoever, but the people that buy these wouldn't be expecting that. You've got a very good looking analog speedometer here in the centre, which is where it should be, and you've got quite narrow handlebars, which is good in the city. I do prefer wider handlebars for feel, but obviously in the town you want to get in between cars if you're travelling in traffic. Now the mirrors don't stick out nearly far enough, so I can only see about a tenth, if that, of the road behind me. So actually you've got to move out of the way to see behind you, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so if you're a tall monkey bum like me, then I'm 6'2". This is what's that noise? Creaking. This is what it looks like for someone of my height. It's not the standard seat, so I wanted to test the standard seat to see how good it was for my height. And obviously with this back bit here, that's the limit of your movement, but actually it's not a bad riding position. It's quite compact, but that's the sort of bike it is. It does actually feel quite like an old proper classic bike. It's got that feel about it. Let's have a go on the back seat with the footrests that come as standard, and this is an accessory seat, as I said before. Let me put it in gear so I don't roll down the hill. Right, okay, so let's have a look. That's quite comfortable. It's got a little backrest there, so yeah, that's definitely a comfortable seat for a passenger. So if you've got a passenger, they're going to be very happy on the back of this. Now, if you're concerned about the sort of low power that this bike has, you can increase it a little bit. If you change the exhaust pipe and the air filter to one that breathes a little bit more, and then you can get a little tuner you plug in, just changes the amount of fuel that comes in basically, then they do sort of liven up a little bit and breathe better, and you can feel the difference. So if that's your concern, you can do that. But as I said before, it's not a fast bike, and I've said many times that this is a great bike in the real world, which it is, because the real world has terrible roads, speed bumps, speed cameras everywhere, traffic, etc. Or if you're in the countryside, lots of narrow lanes and things in the way, things to stop and look at, hazards, etc. So for the real world, it's a perfect motorcycle. For the lunatic or someone who really wants to open it up and have a bit of a scream, then forget about it.